YouTube, good morning as well. Welcome back. Welcome back to another live session. How are you guys doing today on this fine, beautiful Tuesday morning? Okay, it's 9:13 a.m. There's a couple of stocks moving. So without any further ado, let's jump into the gap scan. Let's take a look at Momo Pro, the discovery section. What's up and what's not. So CWBR leading the way, right? CWBR up 192%, 5.9 million shares of volume, and about 2 million shares in the float. A gap of 32% versus yesterday's close and some crazy relative volume, all right? So let's start off with some trend lines. I'm going to start off with the pre-market highs, and then I'm going to make my way through. By the way, this is an incredible move. For those of you who do trade pre-market every day, of course, this is the type of stock that you want to look for. I mean, this is absolutely incredible. Beautiful move up, pull back, move up again. And, you know, it's just they're stepping up. So 466 pre-market highs right now. And the last high of day area we had was 387. So that was way down there. If this pulls back, it might not even pull back that much. But we'll have to see, right? VWAP is at 380. So this is an incredible move. The 200 EMA is at 344 on the daily. That is a level that I want to keep an eye on. But again, we're so much above that area, right? So let's see how we're looking on the daily chart. Is there anything that's coming up for potential resistance? I'm noticing a couple of areas, a couple of candlesticks. So on the daily chart, right, for those of you in MMU, be sure to pull up your daily charts, right? Follow along if you're doing the analysis right now. If your analysis is already finished, then great. You can continue to watch the charting. So if we go back to September 23rd and September 22nd, we had two dojis, both with fairly decent volume. Those are levels I'm going to keep an eye on. Let's see, our current price 444. That first high was 424 and the other one at 597. Essentially a bit of a double top too, 584, 597. So there's a couple of topping tail candles, topping wick candles back in this range. 424, we're right in that area right now. So it's, can we hold up above 24 on the shorter term? So right here, I'd hope it doesn't really give a huge 5-minute pullback. Again, about 597. Thinkorswim telling me $6. Yeah, essentially the whole dollar. Why not? I'll fix that. Let's fix that so that noise doesn't come through. There we go. Okay. So I got two levels. 6, can we see break of 6 if this one does get going? And then there's 657 if we go back to August 12th of last year. Reasonable levels if this one happens to be super strong today. Reasonable levels. 717, 750. I think those will be the last two. Looking at the daily chart and going back and looking at significant candlesticks and significant candlesticks with volume. I think that'll do it for this one. We can always revisit the daily chart if it's super strong throughout the day and just continues with some good gap to fill, especially over the pre-market highs. We can continue going all the way to 6 if it just so happens to be that strong today, right? So moving on, what else is there? What else is moving up? SHPH. Okay, SHPH. Do I have this one up there? Yes, I do. So SHPH is up 66%, currently around 170, 3 million shares of volume, 6 million shares in the float, high relative volume, and looking decent. SHPH. This is a familiar stock as well. Okay, pre-market highs 177. Also stair stepping up, not as strong. It's a little, lateral, a little sideways, but still stair stepping up, all things considered. Our very first high of day, we had 155. VWAP is at 158. If we pull back here, can we hold up that level, VWAP area? If it does, that gives us a nice chance to continue to, curl back up. I'm seeing that I have some trend lines here already, so I'll zoom in a little bit and go through some of those. Let's see. Okay, let's get rid of the intraday trend lines. Let's see. 322. There's a couple down there. All right, we'll look through and revisit some of those levels and make sure that they're looking good. That might have been the wrong one. Oh, that's all right. We'll fix that. Yeah, so looking at the daily chart, the first thing I'm noticing in the very recent time frame is 185. We curled up, it was lighter volume, but it did reject that area. So 185 is kind of like the first area I'm going to watch here, with a blue trend line in the recent time frame. The 200 EMA seems to be out of the way. That's all the way up there at 839. So that's very far removed. I'll still map it out just in case. Yeah, going left and up. So we have big volume going back to 287. 287, we had some big volume. And it was a red day, it seems like. Yeah, it was a red day. High of 287, low of 208. So 287, I'm going to adjust this other trend line here. I want the most obvious levels as I'm going through the charting here. So we had this cluster, 340, 342. So 340 is a level that I want, 340. So adjusting and editing my trend lines as I'm going through. And over that, it really, looks like it opens up a little bit more. Let's see, $4, $4, 6 million shares in that particular day, 469, and then 740. Yeah, why not? Although, we'll have to see, right? We'll have to see. We'll have to see as we get closer to some of these levels. 469, I'll put $4, which I already have those two, and then 740 over those levels. If this is to break over 740 today, it'll be incredible. And if it does, I'd want to see $23, which is like the next level. If you go back to that big red candle there, that would be, something else. Although, we don't really know how it's going to go. It's like a less than 1% chance, but, sometimes the market is the market. And you're surprised, though, we've seen stocks go to $100, even 2,500. I mean, just ridiculous. So SHPH, in summary, 155 at VWAP area, 158 I'm watching if it pulls back. Pre-market high is 177. If we break 177, I want to see a clean move through 185. Over 185 is where we have some much better gap to fill to 287, 340, 399, 469, and so forth. Right? So it looks good. 740 and the 200 EMA is at 839 on the daily chart. So we got a lot of range here to go if this thing gets going. Moving on, HTCR. HTCR, the next up on the list. I'm going to take a quick second to write up the watch list here. Just so everyone, they have it written down and everything. I see I have a ton more. I checked out yesterday at like I think like 5:30, 6 o'clock. I made the recap since like 4 o'clock, the recap would not upload for like 5 hours because of some nonsense processing. For those of you who deal with YouTube, you'll understand. But some days it takes 10 minutes to upload, another day 5 hours. Same length, same quality. It's just weird. So the Discord video will be out today, but I see there's a bunch more people asking, so I'll get to that once we're done with the trading session. This is not in percentage order, just just a heads up. And SHPH. There was a stock from yesterday that I thought was looking interesting, but the problem with that is that it's not obvious. It held up its levels. Usually it's a good thing, but with all these hot stocks today, people are probably not going to be watching. Alarm for screen recording. Let's get that going. In the meantime, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to hit the thumbs up, all right? Be sure to hit the thumbs up. Support your favorite YouTuber here. All right, there we go. So make sure your screen recordings are turned on, and let's jump back into HTCR with some trend lines. The 200 EMA is now at 138, so this is letting me know that I looked at this one recently. Let's adjust that. History of selling off. Okay, we'll get to the daily chart. So pre-market highs, 223. Looking at the daily chart, there's a level back here going to April 12th with a high point of 180. A place to watch. Previous resistance sold off. Can that become support if it does pull back? In which case, can we just see a tight pullback and curl back to the highs? So I'll map 180. Zooming out a little bit more on the daily chart. 239, a good area to watch, as that was the high point of October 27th of last year, 26 million shares of volume. And it's important to mention that on that particular day, that's exactly where the 200 EMA was. And so it rejected the 200 EMA. So that will more than likely be resistance if this gets going to the upside, 239. And we've already came pretty close, with a high of 223. So we got to, pay attention for that. Be careful for that. If it gets up there, we need to see strong volume. I also have candlesticks, well, rather trend lines for 320. I got 320, 383, and 619. All right. 320, we're going back to June. What was this? June 8th of last year. Also rejecting the 200 EMA. So it's good that we're above that level right now, right? It's really good to see. That was 320, and then 380. By the way, on that day, June 8th, we had 119 million shares of volume. So these levels are definitely gonna, people are gonna be watching. The last area I have is 383, which might not be as significant. It's a high point, but there isn't a lot of volume on that particular day. Over that, there's 619. Let me double check this HTCR on my E-Trade charting. Yeah, 619 is like all-time highs. So this is how we're looking, right? Sold off, and we're popping up small opportunities. But will today be the day where it just pops all the way up and go to the moon, right, of all-time highs? So there's 3. Is there anything else that's worth keeping an eye on here? I'm seeing that there's a cheaper one, MCLD. Some of you guys may like this one, up 38%, 50-cent stock, 6 million shares of volume, 15 million shares in the float. OCEA, which is also a familiar one. Let's see. How's the chart looking? Yeah, I'll throw this one up there. I'll put OCEA up here. I'm not going to watch it into the open, but if the other ones start to fade out, then I'll, rotate over and check it out, see how it's doing. The stock that I had from yesterday was HEPA. It held up fairly well, but it is lighter volume pulling back right now. That's the 2-minute warning is going off. So for the game plan, it's another beautiful day. Here we are once again looking forward to exercising discipline. Day trading is all about consistency. So we have to be consistent with ourselves. Waking up on time, going through the pre-market analysis every day, making sure that we give ourselves whatever edge we can, coming into the open. So I feel excited. I feel ready. I feel good. Uh, every day rather, when we get to this, time, I always feel very excited. And I understand that if I'm consistent and disciplined with my actions to follow the strategy that I know, all those good patterns and edges, I will do well. Cutting my losses where I have to, not hesitating, not being fearful, trusting the stock. And even if I take a loss, it's not personal. We move on, we get back in again, we watch for more A quality entries. So I'm looking forward to being, a consistent version of myself here once again today. And looking forward to making the adjustments versus yesterday. Not getting frustrated, if I make a mistake on my side, especially, even if something happens, right, with a flush. So, the goal is going to be not to start deep red. Also, I'm going to keep watching to not overtrade the consolidation. And I'll be careful, sizing down on some of the pullback trades. CWBR, let's see how this one does heading into the open. It is pulling back right now. So maybe we see SHPH do something. Well, this one is also pulling back a little bit. Maybe HTCR, but we'll see. Trade smart, trade setups. And remember that day trading is risky. Do not trade money that you cannot afford to lose. All right. We'll talk more about the disclaimer here in a sec. Day trading is risky. You have to protect yourself. Yeah, HTCR right back down. The first minute of the open is always so, I feel like hit or miss. You got to really be careful. We'll take a $38 loss there, small size. Scratch trade. We're seeing some weakness to start the day from all of them. There's a bit of a spread here. No rip through. And yeah, there's definitely a spread here for CWBR. We'll want to see the 1-minute candle make the new high if it's strong. It's fluctuating a lot for this type of price range. SHPH looking a little bit better on the other hand. Well, from green 200 to red. SHPH, big drop. The other one is still fighting. I had about 5,000 shares. Probably should have took more size though, but the stock is still going to come back down. It was looking good. Big 50,000 share bid. CWBR is one to be very careful with. It has potential. It can go. But if it fails, it's like, there's no 5 cent loss. You're losing 10, 15, 20 cents. So what's it going to be here? Ay, ay, ay. I'm going to be in high on the dip, unfortunately. Not the fill I wanted. Not the fill I wanted there. Low of days at 32. It's slingshotting, right? So if it makes a new low and it reclaims, we could see a bit of a drop. I'm gonna start looking at the scans a little bit more here. Guys, if you're tuning in on YouTube, be sure to hit the thumbs up. If you're tuning in on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. Today's goal is 300 likes. 300 likes. Quite the bounce there. Is this worth an ad as well? Well, maybe we're playing with fire here. What I really want is for it to break down and hold up. That's the only entry I'm really supposed to be looking. So let's see what it does. It double bottoms. Very weird type of volume, so I didn't get to get in. There, it's down there again. Just very, very, big spreads at times. HTCR, on the other hand, I am keeping an eye here. Come on, take me to the moon. It's moving up, but then nothing happening. High of days at 05. 99. Titanic. Green, green. Where's the move? Where's the move? Where's the breakout? Where's the breakout? There's a bid. Am my shares still filling? Are you kidding me? What type of nonsense, think or swim? Bro, this broker is a disaster. Oh my gosh. Look at the lag that I'm experiencing here. This is ridiculous. Well, that's the last time I do that. Trying to be aggressive, but man. Or is this one just not as liquid as it should be? It's lagging. It's lagging bad. That's just 2,000 share blocks. Come on. So it's gonna throw me off a little bit here. See, what's this thing called? HTCR. Ay, ay, ay. All right, I'll keep watching. Highs at 17. I would like to see a pullback before it goes. But it might not. 17, bit of a rejection. So do we need a pullback? Few bits coming in. It's very tricky here. I'm thinking if it wants the pre-market highs, it's holding high. Well, maybe not. 26. A little choppy there on my half. I could have held that, but okay, pretty good, pretty good. 38 for the highs. Come on, where's the move? Or do we need more pullback? It's struggling. I have such a bad cold, man. What was the last? Okay. Watching for a dip. Not the best fill. If it pulls back here, I'll probably take a bigger loss. Actually, you know what? We'll reduce risk. Waiting patiently. Oh, looks like I sold that half too early. I was wondering if it was going to pull back more. I was going to reduce risk and add back again. Lower. It seems like it's struggling. High, 24. Okay, let's see what it does. Looking to give it a chance. Trading with a little bit more confidence at the pullback area here. Can we see 30? It's not ripping through. There we go. New highs. Take me to the moon of new high of day. New high of day is what Relentless Trader wants to see here. There's a seller. I don't mind buying. I don't mind buying. Can we see the push through? Taking a dip. Titanic. Man, can we just hold up on a pullback? Come on. It's the dip off of the highs. There's profit taking. We have to hold up right there and then slingshot back into the highs. I could have easily went back flat taking 6,000 there. Very risky area, but looked good. But not holding up through 39. So it dips right back below 39, 37, 36. We have to hold right there and then rip. Okay, let's check out the other ones. This one looks like it's struggling. Nice ABCD, SHPH. Ooh, I'm just a second late. You see, so you got to be quick with the rotation. Another stock is already moving. 58 was VWAP. High of days at 77. Taking a starter here. Smaller size at VWAP. SHPH, let's see what it does. There are some sellers. Maybe I get back in over 65. I'll pull it on the main screen when I can. Can't take my hands off the buy button here. SHPH, what will it be? I'll try 59 again. There's a bid. We'll add. Can we see through 65? Come on, where are those bulls? Bro, why am I seeing so much lag today? The entries are just hovering. I'm just using 1,700 share blocks. It's not like I'm going crazy, you know? So consider small size. So still watching. Okay. Okay. It needs more volume, I think. It's looking good though. I'll ease off here a little bit, let it open up some more, and then I'm gonna get back involved once, more volume comes in. I think then I can do a little bit better. Gotta take those pullback trades with confidence, man. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. It's hard to do it, but gotta do it. Buying into just red is not easy because it looks like the stock is just gonna keep flushing. But if I recognize an area where there's support, I need to be buying. And for those of you watching on, why was I buying 17 and 16 on that last stock? Well, you guys know the answer to that, right? Can anyone guess that in the comment section? Why was I buying 17? Let's see who will get it first. When I leave the video, I mute the mic. That's what I'm doing. I'm blowing my nose, which no one needs to hear. I got this huge roll of paper towel here to the side. Well, I don't know if anyone's guessing because people are trading, but what I'll say is that previous hive day, right? Previous hive day was at 17. Check. Is the audio not working? It looks good on my side. Let me know if the audio is not working on, sounds fine to me. Yeah, it looks like it's working on my side. Okay, rotation. Is there anything else? OCEA, HEPA from yesterday, right? But light volume though. Light volume. So this one I might not touch. Maybe break of yesterday's high in 1987 if volume continues to, get in there. If Thinkorswim wasn't lagging so much, I'd had 10,000 shares at '06. I don't know if I would have held the entire thing, but when I start to see the lag, I kind of get a little, you guys know. So it's like I'm trying to just sell most of that position. I'm not trying to find out the hard way. HTCR attempting a curl back up. This is a big spread, 40-cent spread on HEPA, but small scalp for the 1 minute candle to make the new high. Dang, I'm gonna miss the dip. Titanic. The volume is super light. The other one is curling back up. HTCR, curling back up. And going right back down. Well, that didn't last long. Why am I hesitating? This needs more volume. Okay, CWBR. This one is so choppy. It is so choppy. CWBR, red to green. I'm gonna use small size here. Not unless it pulls away and can like do better. But so far so good, right? I like the buying I'm seeing here. There's some red, but it's holding up. So maybe it wants a new high. Or maybe just me taking a big loss. Yes, me taking a big loss. That's why I have to use small size here. I mean, just look at that. This type of stock is just a nightmare, really. It looks good, but it's just the price action is awful. Do I just ignore it? I mean, look at that drop. Oh my goodness. Disaster. A disaster of a stock is what this is. So it looks like the best action came on pre-market for this thing. This is going on the no trade list. That's it. Switching back. OCEA rejected the 200 EMA, but curling back up. Not happy about giving back that $100 there. That's with small size too. OCEA curling up, but $9 is resistance. And is this the accurate 200? No, it's not. This was the 200 EMA from a while ago. We gotta edit this. It's now at 834. So this is a good breakout. HEPA is flagging again, but again, that light volume, you know. Let's see what this does. Pull back to 50, so holding up so far. High is at 67. No, I'm not liking this spread here. What was the height? 75. Was taking the 1 minute candle to make new high, but not liking the spread. Low was at 50, breakout was at 34. What's this? 30, well, 41 actually. So that was a great trade. That was a great trade. That was excellent. Look at that. Lovely. Will we see $9 out of this? Ooh, I'm gonna get chopped out there. It's trying, but some selling. Maybe some profit taking. There it is. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Do not Titanic on me here. O2? They filmed me at O2? Oh, come on. Well, you know that's highway robbery. This is aggressive. We got a new high of 27. There's a bid. Oh my gosh, it's moving so fast. Not even getting time to react. 34 5-day. It is risky. It is risky. So you got to be careful. Very volatile. Back in the days, I used to sit on the sideline for this type of stock. Are we going to see the new high of day? Watching. Watching. Not quite. There's 13 on the bids. Okay, there it is. Can we open up? I'll give it a sec. No, right back down. Do we need a pullback? It's extended, so maybe, right? Do we have to drop down again? So I'll watch the next big drop. Because it's not going, so it might need the pullback. Still sticking to 1,000 shares. Maybe I could size up, but it's very sporadic. I'm not getting to sell where I want to sell. I'm not getting to get in where I want to get in. So I got to understand that there's that type of risk here. One wrong move is back to flat. See, it's not pulling away. So is it getting shorted? Or am I not patient enough here? It might flush down. It needs to go. If not, flush down. So we got a new high of 39, but it only broke out by a couple of cents. Again, 38, 38, 38, 36 on the ask. There's the new high, but only 45, so it's kind of grinding now. Sounds like the garbage truck. $53 for the highs. But I'm not touching it here because it's still, I feel like grindy, just like, you know, slowly going higher. I need something more dramatic, whether up or down. So it needs to be volatile, but not too volatile, right? The Goldilocks zone of a hot stock. Got to be careful of the spreads as well. Highs at 53. Yeah, the high of day trades here are getting tricky. That was a great fill. Let's take it off. Can get back in. Nope. It might need new lows. Might. Another great fill. Thinkorswim working with me today. Usually I'm filled into the moon right there. I might take the loss here if it doesn't hold. Let's see. Holy crap. That's not the loss I wanted. Well, I thought drop down to 910. Maybe I add back. Jeez. You see, that's the chance of holding it through, the bigger drop. I'm lucky to not lose more. Jeez. My goodness. Is it failing? It might just be failing. Quite the pullback. Yeah, I was thinking at worst $9 right there. Life flashing before my eyes. What was the loss? Let's see. We're in at 26. We're out at 96 and 97. Ay, ay, ay. You see, what I could have done was sell for 6 cent loss and then buy back as it dropped, which could have probably worked, but I chose the other side of just thinking it was going to be a tight pullback with, what are you going to do? You got to take it on the chin, smile, and move forward. As we mentioned in the opening statements, it's not personal. So it's still holding up. It's curled back up. There might be some people who bought all the way down there. So maybe, will we see something again? I'm a little slow here, and it looks like it's rejecting. That was with smaller size. Okay, we're giving back away from 460 to now 125. Trying to buy break of 25 there, but it rejects. It's still trying, but it seems like the lower entries are a little bit better. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm, mm. There might be a hive day trade coming, but the risk will be there. Ay, ay, ay. You hate to have those type of losses. So let's see. Let's keep focus. We got 53 for highs. Time 10 a.m. Low was 15 right there. I'm still watching HTCR, which is still in a range here. If that one gets over 50, could be good. It's moving similar to how the stock MBOT moved yesterday. But just a little bit more range, though MBOT was a little bit tighter. I didn't buy it. Why did I not buy that? I had the instinct and I still hesitated. Not good. We'll take the dip there though. High is at 66. $45 was my entry trigger. Actually, it'll take a small loss. We'll get back. I'll pull it up on the screen here. HTCR. Beautiful high of day breakout, man. Beautiful wedge and move. Should have done a better job getting along there. It's still holding up at 50, but I wonder if it needs like a little bit more of a drop. Take a long right here. Come on. Push, push. No push. I'd love to see it pull back a little more, but people are buying it and people are holding their positions. So yeah, it looks very similar to MBOT, right? Or was it the other stock that made that big move? Whichever one it was. Got to try and get into a rhythm here. We got a high of 70, 72. There's 75. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to hit that thumbs up. It's just grinding up here, so I'm waiting. I don't know where it got filled there, but not bad. Okay. Some people are probably covering in those areas, cutting the loss. Nope. Can we see it? It needs to just rip. See, this is what when these, yesterday when I had gotten a little frustrated, and this is the type of price action we had on that stock throughout the rest of the day. It's kind of tricky, right? It's like this slow grind. The green candles look good. You got to really catch the important candles and the important entries and hold. Like if you're holding at 50, 55, the trade is a good trade. So that's what it really comes down to. But it's whippy. We just saw what happened at times when you do hold certain areas on the pullback, right? You can take that loss. But you got to just trust the area and, whatever happens, happen. You just keep a tight stop. As tight as you can. Also, don't forget to stay hydrated out there. Stay hydrated. Marcelo must be up 10,000. Yeah, Marcelo probably up like 10K, man. 20K already. You know, Marcelo's going crazy with the share size and buying up all these entries like nobody's business. So we got 82 for the highs. How's this going to do here? Although Thinkorswim, I will say, was a little laggy today, you know. So I don't know. Sometimes the lag can mess up some trades for you, you know. So hopefully you guys didn't have any issues with the lag. That stuff, this what it does, it discourages you from using like super big size. You know, maybe just keep it moderate. This 5 minute candle is very bullish. It's about to close, but let's see what it wants to do here. So there's a new candle. I'm a little late there. I'll take 70. Are we gonna see a bounce? Nothing quite happening. Not seeing any volume yet. You know, is this gonna be a green candle to start or a red candle to start? Are we gonna see pullback first? It's only a 1 cent breakdown there, which is a soft break. So will we curl back up here? I got to be careful for a bigger flush in case it wants an actual 5 minute pullback. So I'm not interested in holding it too long if it doesn't curl immediately. So I'll be a little scalpy here. But if I see volume coming in, I'll give it a chance. You know, it's so weird that these days I'm letting some breakout trades go without me. You know, I kind of don't like. I don't know if I like that, man. I'm a breakout trader first, so gotta take the breakout if it's looking good. I've been noticing myself. I've been noticing myself, uh, you know, hesitating on a few of them. Just a couple cents there on that trade. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget today's like goal, 300 likes. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Oh, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wow. It's not slingshotting though, which is odd. Wow. Most impressive. Someone must have covered a big position there. 315? They're lucky it didn't like, take off for real. Because when that type of stuff happens is when we can really just see a move into a halt, right? Almost immediately. It's like back to just this grind. They're still holding here. Good, good, good. There's the volume. Good. Lovely. They filled me at 6. Of course they did. They love filling Relentless Trader into the moon. It might squeeze here. Oh, not a good read there. 20 for the high. Let's see how it continues to do. I'm thinking if it continues like this, we could see a halt, but it's not pulling away. We got this daily resistance here potentially at 320. So we want to see it above the level and not really lingering for too long. Okay, okay. I want to see 70. I want to see 70 here. Can we see 70? Take me to the moon. Take me to the moon. I need to see Jupiter and Pluto. And the short seller's getting covered. Big seller, 35. Big bid. I'm jumping in. Battle of the battles. Which way is it going to go? Well, Titanic. And they're going to give me a poor fill because I sold above the level. Nice hold. 18 area. Let's size down. Things getting a little dicey. Is this a rejection of this level, I wonder? Or something else going on? I feel like if it's strong, it should hold up this area. But I'm only using 1,000 shares because I refuse to get blazed here. I need 20. Just churning. So I'll ease off. I'll stop trading for a sec. Just be a little bit more patient. Holy smokes. HEPA, HEPA, HEPA. Gonna miss it. It's moving the same way, it's just that the volume is lighter. The halt up is at 2164. Yes, a lot of these trades are off screen because pulling the straight trade on screen, if I do that, I've already missed a trade. The other one has a low of 8. How's the 5-minute chart looking? I'm going to take a starter. I'm going to take a starter, small size. I think the 5-minute chart still looks aggressive despite us not closing above 320. So I'm going to hold this towards the low of this pullback. If it makes a new low, I'll probably re-average. Small size, but you know, let's see what it does. Can we get back up there? It needs to get through 20. We don't want 20 to become resistance. Because remember when it came to 315, right? It pulled back, so essentially rejecting 320. Daily levels at 320. We didn't close above 320. Very average. Looks like it wants to come down. Man, HEPA, if we could have avoided that big flush of like 50 cents, you know, we could have done real well on that stock. But up 337. We could have had another $200 there. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to hit the thumbs up, right? Hit the thumbs up for a nice green day here today. Relentless is the most transparent trader on YouTube in the world. Marcelo and myself, we're the most transparent traders out there. Showing everything. Big green, big red. No tricks, no gimmicks, no hiding, right? No magic. So I'm watching maybe for a scalp over 20 if it wants to, you know, curl back up here. Small size. It might panic flush here. Let's see. To the depths. Selling, 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 selling. Not breaking, not breaking. So I'll buy, buy, buy. Quick bounce. Nothing. Nothing. It might curl, but I'm out, not really looking to hold that super long. Slingshot for me. Dock the Relentless trader nicely. Come on. 10, 10, 15. Good, good. There's a small trade. Push through 12. Seems like there's some sellers coming in here though. It looks good on the 5-minute chart, right? I mean, it looks good. And there's some more volume there as I'm looking away. Break of 20 is mandatory here. Can we see it? Talk to us nicely. Ooh, I'll be in high. Let's just take that loss. 19. See, the breakout trade sometimes is just so fast, man. By the time I'm buying, it's already broken out. But looking good. Very aggressive here. Good buying. Not Titanic. Titanic. 9. You see, it's like it's not holding above 20. So now people are going to just become more confident to short it here. It's like, hey, I'll go short 18, stop at 30 or high of day or something. There's another big bid. But of course, under the context of the 5-minute chart, the stock still looks very, very bullish. But people will still try and get a couple, trades in going short. What I suspect is another long consolidation, a wedge. This time, though, once it's ready to go, it's going to look like how it just did. So it's a matter of just taking the entries I see and hoping that it just goes. If it doesn't, tight stops. That's what we saw yesterday too. This one seems to again be moving like the stock we had yesterday, where it's a long wedge and then finally breaks out randomly. So this would be the second wedge that we're seeing. So we had the earlier wedge over here. Sideways, 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 big move. I mean, even, I don't know, because we had green candles here, but again, we're seeing this sideways, 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 trend here. I feel like this area a little different. P&L on the day. We're at 2,900. Wow, I didn't even think I was up that much, but pretty good. So still waiting to see the next entry here. No body. I appreciate it, man. Game stonk. I appreciate it as well. It's the same strategy though. It's the same strategy. Just a little bit more confidence. SHPH, by the way, as I'm rotating up top. Okay, okay. What's the high? 06. 85 was a key level. Low, $2. Maybe a high of day break again, but it might be extended here. Nice breakout over 85 for SHPH. I don't know. I think HTCR might be good here, man. Like, I'm gonna put a stop in place and hold. I feel like it looks so bullish on the 5-minute. Okay, maybe Titanic. Let's maybe leave it alone. I had low 90s for stop there, 94 at the low of the last. Oh, I'm missing the other one. 230. They go so fast, man. The halt is at 30. Can we get halted up? That'd be good. Maybe we get a resumption trade. 27, 27, 26. Come on, come on. The halt is now 37. If it breaks 26, I'll be long. Aggressive entry, but I'll take it. Taking 10. Great fill. Lovely. Actually, okay. Let's pull it up. I forgot. Let's pull it up. All right, we got to get into a rhythm here. The other one, like, it's finished. Unless we're seeing like a huge pullback to then curl back up. But I think it looks good on the 5. You know, I guess it is a little extended. Guys, there's going to be a video. I already recorded this video. I recorded it yesterday. I didn't post it yesterday because of how long the recap took to process. But I'll be talking about the Discord. So it seems like it's holding though. Well, we could see a bigger 5-minute pullback. Yeah, I'll be talking about the Discord and how it will no longer be free after this month. But it will be free for all MMU students, all active traders who are in there right now, blue members. So if you are in there every day and you're not a blue member, you can send me a text and just say, hey, RT, convert me over to blue. That way you'll be grandfathered in. And so essentially, you know, I'm rewarding all the loyalty for the people who've been here from day one and the people who are here now that are just active, right? But the people who are coming in the next month and the next year, the next 5, 10, 15 years, you know, for those people who want to be a part of the community, they'll have to pay a small subscription. Now, with that being said, for anybody who just wants to fully support what I'm doing, they'll have the option to opt out and just say, hey, I'll just, you know, hey, RT, I love what you're doing. I love what you've been doing. You know, I'll support the channel and I'll pay the small subscription. Right, for those of you who are the, you know, some people, you know, they really love what I'm doing here, so they don't mind. 19, it's pushing up. But yeah, this will also help the Discord to be more professional too over time. Getting proper audits and these type of things. This one is moving up so in a tricky way, man. Oh, I caught that fill. I caught that fill. Nice. Are you a strong stock or not? Terrible fill coming out there. I don't think I got the best exit though. Not true. I should have made more. What kind of churning here? Well, pretty good. Maybe I need to dial in a little bit more. Low 14, high 51. Guys, send me the message through DM. Send me the message through DM. That way I have it saved. I'll put a chat in there just so you guys can click on my name. It'll be easy. You can click on my name and send a message. For those of you on YouTube, the Nightbot is posting the Discord link every so often. This community is a special community, man. You know, I can go on and on about the Discord. So yeah, you know, we'll talk about that more in the video, but let's get back involved here with the technical. So we got a low of 26, high was 51. We didn't quite get halted up. Halt levels at 66. What's my next move here? I'm gonna take a starter, small size. Are we bottoming here? If not, I'd get back out and watch. I'll take the couple of cents. We got a low of 26. Let's see if it comes back down again. 35. 39 is the high of the loss. Could potentially see a 3-bar play here as well. Although it seems a little jumpy and a little heavy. Is it ready to go, or do we need more consolidation and pullback after that big move? $30 is kind of high. 26 is the low. But we are seeing some buyers here so far. But it is possible, though, that we see a new low before it gets going. I'm going to gear up. I hope it gives a new low because then I can, try and get in lower. But the key will be to get it pretty low, right? If if the candle goes down to let's say 12, can I be in at 14, 12, 13? If I'm in all the way at like 220, then not good. But so far it is holding up. We're seeing some more green here on the tape. Will the 1-minute candle to make the new high do anything? It will, but not the best entries. Okay. Ooh, that was a misread. Come on, I need this stock to talk to me nicely. The breakout from 14, just a little, unexpected. Sometimes it's hard to anticipate those type of strong moves, especially if you're not in just holding. I feel like it's a little choppy here. We're not getting the breakout. It's also not really pulling back. I'm gonna size down. Yeah, but with this stock here for sure, if Marcelo's pushing that big size and captured some of those trades, you know, 5K on this stock. That's the type of crazy trading Marcelo is pushing right now. It's really insane, man. This market stuff is crazy. We can't take it for granted. But for those of you who are joining Discord now, and for those of you who are getting converted to blue, just make sure to keep an eye on the rules, all right? Because we will continue to remain a no nonsense community, and having links, being able to post links and screenshots doesn't mean we break the rules, because of course we'll get removed out of the chat same way. I don't know. I think it's a healthy 5-minute pullback. I didn't hold down there because I was seeing a lot of selling coming in still, but that might have been the low, 17. Yeah, I didn't hold it, but man, a lot of red hitting the tape down there. A lot of red. It might even make a new low still. I mean, it's still possible. But I think it looks healthy. The volume here, the selling pressure, isn't so bad compared to our volume going up. I'll take an entry. I don't mind re-averaging if I need to, but I think it looks decent, but we'll have to see where the bottom is. I'm hoping this is the bottom, right? It could make a new low though. It's always possible. And if it does, hopefully it's not like a Titanic drop. It just needs to go down a couple cents and curl. But so far, so good. So what is my risk here? Right? We talk about the trade plan all the time in these trades. Being that this one is not such a fast-paced trade, it's a 5-minute pullback, I can talk about it. My profit target. Well, let's my risk. My risk first. My risk here is essentially the low of this pullback, which is a couple cents. And my profit target is high of day. It's also why I don't mind re-averaging if I think it's going to come down. So I can be in even lower. I'll take the couple cents loss, get right back in. All right. I'm still holding my original position. I added there. I'll take the couple cents. That boosts me up a little bit more. Although it's still an early sell, but we'll hold the initial position here as best as we can to high day. This has a great risk to reward ratio. The only way this trade is ruined is if this stock teleports down to like 304 and I didn't even get a chance to sell at my lows, you know. Other than that, I'm just, hanging out here and waiting. Keeping my hands on the button, just being patient. And OCEA nice red to green. I was supposed to mention it was looking decent down there, but yeah. So we'll hold. We'll see how this goes. Again, if it just teleports down to like 304, $3 is where we take a real loss. Other than that, it's well within the risk of what we're looking for here. So risking anywhere from like 5 to 8 cents. Can we make like 20 cents? I think high day, 30 cents. Sometimes they curl up very quickly, other times it takes like 5-10 minutes. So I'm prepared to hold 5-10 minutes. If that's what it takes. OCEA, nasty drop right there. Good looking red to green to a topping wick on that drop. This is where I have to be careful of it just teleporting down. Sometimes 17, 17, 17. Where's the volume? Red, 17. Red, 16. Red, 15. It doesn't seem like the volume is coming in to the sell side. So I'll get back in again. And now what's it going to do? Take me to the moon. Take me to the moon. KB, this is where I start to say KB. Is anybody else watching this trade? Or am I just delusional here? So I'll be holding, but it's really grinding at these lows, it's not pulling up. Again, 15. So are we going to see a bigger drop? Or are they just chopping me out to then give the red to green here? See, it comes here and then the selling stops. It's like nobody else is selling. Okay, if I see more red, I'll take the loss. 14, but only 14. 14, 14, there's some red, 14. Okay, that has to be the low. Come on, take us to the moon here. Take us to the moon, to the moon. Trying to be as disciplined as I can here to hold this trade. But you know, it feels good when you can see some separation, right? This can jump up to 25. I start to smile in this trade. But right here, the pressure's on. You know, is this going to be a red trade? Am I going to get chopped out? The good thing, though, is that the risk is well defined, right? 14, but it's still holding. It didn't crack down. It's going to get me out there again. Relentless. Why are you stopping out at that low? Well, again, that's kind of where my stop is, and then trying to avoid the flush if it does come. Other people though will not mind. They'll just keep holding, right? Which you can choose whichever way you want to do it. Commissions are free here, so you know, at least that's I don't have to worry about that. Although I think if I was paying commissions, I'd be more firm with those trades. If it breaks below 14 and it bounces up right away, I'd be back in. I also would probably take break of 20 if volume just rushes in too. That way I can at least still be in, even if it's a little higher. Jeff, Jeff from Discord with a nice day. Shout out to all the traders watching on YouTube. Right now we are global, we are all over the world. There's an average of 400 or 500 people watching on every day. Shout out to all the relentless traders out there. Doesn't continue to bounce. Come on. Is it backside? When we don't get a slingshot, I start to think if it's the backside here. Am I just wasting time? OCEA is trying again. It's like it's not holding up on this 5-minute pullback. Really and truly, like this area here has to be it. If it doesn't hold here, then like where's this low gonna be? It's just going lower. You know, I thought it was 20, then 16, then 12, then now 6. There's some buying and then it doesn't continue. Where's the green? OCEA, OCEA, moving up. Maybe this is a better one to watch at this point. High of day, 976. We got 85. 48. Curse these high fills. Yeah, not good there. Okay, where are we at? 27. We kind of gave back a little off the top. This might be a place where we call it. The other stock though, HTCR, maybe, you know, maybe it continues later into the day. But yeah, I think this is where we call it. Unfortunately, SHPH, despite the big move, we didn't capitalize. You know, it's always disappointing to see a stock go up and then me not do well. But that's how it goes sometimes. Okay, so I'm gonna ease down and I'm gonna catch up on the Discord and then I'm out of here. I'll keep an eye on OCEA, but it seems a little choppy. The other one, SHPH, I think maybe on the backside because we haven't bottomed out yet. Usually with the 5-minute pullback, we bottomed out already and curling back up. Sometimes you get a huge red to green, but I usually lean on the side of the stock maybe being finished. HTCR over 15. Is there something here? 21. There's a bid. But not continuing. HTCR, man. Is it on to something here? Chops me out, then it goes OCEA also getting halted up potentially. The level looks like it's gonna get extended. We're seeing some movements here. I'm choosing to watch HTCR, although OCEA looks like it's doing its thing. Taking these scalps here because 320 was a significant level. Right now it seems like it's holding above the level. If I can get back into a nice rhythm, I'd use bigger size, but right back up. Low 12. So this is good. Come on. You see, I let my guard down is why I missed the entry for the push through 30. I could have been back in at like 22. Once it slingshots like that. Because if people are then buying it back below 20 is a good sign. But we need a new high of day here. Or test of the highs. OCEA had a nice pullback down to 16. Can a 1 minute candle make the new high in the next 10 seconds? Or a retest of 30? Reacting well. But 30 and then back down a bit. Do not Titanic. Oh, it looks like it's Titanicing. Yeah. Okay, this red to green here looks like it was to no. Yeah, this is time to get out of here. We've been giving back. Time to get out of here. Good day. Good day. Much better than yesterday, because yesterday we had this same, today we just had a little bit more range. But yesterday, after the live stream, I did not trade well. Big bids, OCEA, big bids here. 5 days at 82. Damn, man. Mm. I like this type of stock, this OCEA. But it needs to be moving a certain type of way. And it kind of is right now. Just kind of had a high fill, threw me off there. A little too much complaining though, because I missed the following entry. Ooh, take me into this halt. Good. I might hold this. Oh, maybe not. OCEA, nicely done. OCEA, lovely. It looks like it's getting halted up. I'll actually use some size on this resumption, being that we're this green. OCEA getting false halted. Almost. 12.17. $38. Kind of high. Take it break even. Is it failing? It might be failing here. This is too low. Not touching it. Kind of already got a little lucky there. Could have gotten a higher fill, would have been bad. Okay, that's it. That's it for today. That's it for now, for sure. Okay, and we're also over 3K. This one is right back down. So you know what we have to do before we get ourselves into trouble is to hit the X button. Because we keep getting sucked back in over and over again. And if this slingshot's back to the highs, I'm going to want to get back involved despite it being a little choppy up there. 5-minute candle still does look good. See how I'm sweet talking myself here? Not good. What I'll do is size down. I'll come down to 200 shares. Let's come down to 200. If it gets back above 1140, 1150 and can hold, maybe. It's hard for me to walk away from momentum though, because especially when the market is slow, just breakout is just 3 cents. I'm sitting there all day just thinking and wishing how I could be seeing this, right? But now this is tricky. It's choppy up there. We got to be careful about not giving back. So I'll mitigate the risk by sizing back down and kind of giving the stock a chance to breathe show its true colors. Are we really strong or are we not? If we're not, then I'm out of here. The 5-minute candle has 10 seconds left. Is it going to close with a topping wick here? Because we're not curling. Big bids. Ooh, my hands are not on the buy button for that. Really good to see there towards the end of the candle. It's holding high, but it's also not going. Those bids are at like 0.5. I believe like two 10,000 share orders, which is a lot for this type of stock. Spiked up nicely though. So the candle closed in very good shape here. So people are still interested, right? This is why I don't want to walk away too soon. So let's see. I'll give it time. I'll wait. We had lows around like 94. They might want to fill these orders. I think they want to fill these shares, or else it probably would have pulled away already. So let's see what it does. High of the current is 40. There's two ways to approach this. You could take it here, or you could take it low. It just depends, right? There's the selling. Take me to the moon. It's not bouncing. Oh, I'm out too soon. Son of a gun. So this should go back to 50. Do we really need more pullback? I got really small size so I can't get hurt too bad if I do get caught. Do we need more pullback after that? Low 85. Really? We had green, but nothing. If it gives a big dip, I think it still looks good. Which could be a better entry. But it can't be a catastrophic dip, of course. Buying is coming in, but we're also not seeing the bounce. For me to hold those trades, like we need to see more volume coming in. So if it goes here a little delayed again, I'll miss it again, but that's all right. 82, fair fill, but how much lower are we gonna go? I really ought to be using more size, but slow and steady. Is this the lows, or do we need more lows? Volume just not convincing here. More green, more green, more green. More. Where is it? That was a great fill. Sold too soon. Is this it? Trying to read this red to green here, but you know, maybe better just been holding a little lower. When the volume comes, it'll move fast, right? Because it's the type of price range we're dealing with. So still stay on guard. Or now, of course, for those of you still holding, just make sure to keep your stops in place. That way, if it does flush down, at least you're cutting it quickly. As we know here, in this community, we're always cutting our losses where we need to, right? Wherever we feel support is wherever we're cutting our loss, right? Whether your analysis is different from mine, doesn't matter. We always cutting the loss where we need to cut the loss. Is this it? Very late. Very, 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 very late. Very late there, not good. But it's also have this huge spread. This might be the beginning of it though. And this is where you can start to breathe again if you're in it like, 1080. Yeah, yeah, looking decent so far. And 12. No, Titanic. It might, well, it's like it's reached the first 5 minute candle to make the new high. It's rejecting. Man. Mm-mm-mm. That's where I thought it would have went, but it could be sometimes they do this where one last drop and then it goes for real, to chop people like me out of the trade. But I'll ease off again. The volume profile still looks great, but maybe we need a new low. Come on, man. The lows were at 66. Right now we got a low of 70. Breakdown and reclaim is our last hope here if it does make a new low. But we're still under the context of a 5 minute pullback, so it could be a bigger drop, right? It might not just go to 50, it could go lower. $10.40 rejected, 5 minute candle to make the new high, no good. Despite looking like it was ready for that bit of a 3-bar play on the 5. Turns out we need more consolidation. If you're someone holding for high of day, it's like if you didn't take profits, like here you are back again, break even, It's tricky. Okay, I feel like I'm here too long. I need to take a break. I gotta go downstairs and get some tangerines. Take a 20 and then come back. So I think this is where I'm gonna shut it down. If I miss this one, that'll be all right. It's still a solid day. We traded well, and there's a drop. 56. 56 for the new lows. Not seeing a lot of aggression with volume, so still seems like it's just gradual here. Yeah, so I'm going to head out and I'll be back later. If I take more trades when I come back, I'll update you guys in the recap as always. But solid day here today. For For those of you going the distance, continue to trade smart, continue to trade setups, continue to stay disciplined. You know what? I'll take 2 minutes to get caught up on the YouTube chat, and then we'll be out of here. I gotta show the YouTube community some love. So we had a couple of call outs earlier, right? There's always a ton of call outs. Looks like some of you guys did well. Okay, that's pretty good to see. Goodness. You don't need McDonald's. Steak and champagne. Oh my goodness, man. Relentless trader is gonna remain humble. Remain humble, no matter how much money he can get here out of Wall Street. I've been eating Subway and some you know, like some halal guys, those type of things. A lot of home cooked food. But yeah, whenever I do eat out, those are like the places. Uh, Chipotle, not so much, just maybe once in a while. I don't really eat out, you know, a lot. Just kind of like small snacks and stuff. But yeah, when I do, I'm trying to keep it somewhat clean because you know, you guys know I'm going to the gym every day. Um, you know, I gotta maintain my six pack, right? Like seriously, I have to maintain my six pack here, or at least I'm trying to. There are days where you fall victim to something, but you know, you might drink a little bit of soda, which is awful for you. But Relentless is trying his best to, you know, be disciplined about the gym, healthy eating. So I'll aim for like chicken and vegetables and those type of things. Trying to lay off the flour because I eat too much bread already. Sweeter, best day yet in the in your simulator. 2K, man. Wow, impressive. Really nicely done. The P&L for today, well, I guess we've probably showed it already. So right now we're just at above 3,000, which is a really nice day. We're pushing the size, right? If you guys look at HTCR, we've traded 167,000 shares. The other ones we didn't really get in, you know, really into it, but you know, we had a 12,000 share position earlier in the move, just trying to set the tone and be aggressive with the size. Joe, the course does have info on level 2. There's a chapter for level dedicated to level 2. And other than that, you know, we have the archive. So this screen right here, for those of you on YouTube, this screen is uploaded to the course website every day so that the students can go back and rewatch, you know, every single trade of the day, including these level 2s, right, for each of the stocks. Johnny, take it easy. Thanks for the free live trading. Yeah, no problem. You know, I'll keep the free live trading going forever, man. I don't see myself. I got so used to it. Like if I trade by myself now, it's weird. You know, that's how crazy it is. So the discount will go to the end of the month, which is the 31st. After that, the discount will go away. But we're selecting well, the deadline rather to submit for a free course, right? Because we're giving away 2 free courses, 2 free memberships rather. Let's say memberships, right? 2 free memberships to 2 lucky traders. And there's been a ton of great submissions. It's really hard to choose 2 people alone, man. It's crazy. I mean, some heart warming stuff, you know. And you know, we'll see. We'll see what we do. Yeah, I'll be here always, man. I'll be here every day, whether it's good, bad, red, green. Um, you know, I always like to tell myself that when things get tough, and it will, because the market usually will slow down at some point, the number one thing I have in my you know, at my disposal is that I can reduce my share size. Even if I need to go sideways, right? if I have to go sideways for 2 months, I can drop down the share size to 10 shares and just go back to just trading very small size, not losing anything. And when the market picks back up again, I increase my size and be able to capitalize. So in that sense, I always feel good. And it gives you peace of mind knowing that you don't have to really worry about a drawdown per se, like a crazy drawdown. Like we have the control, the power to say, this is what I'm gonna do, and this is how I'm gonna approach it. Let's actually remove this off the screen before we get in trouble. Um, Showing level 2, I like back in the past I didn't know that was a problem for YouTube. Like YouTube and like level 2 agreement and stuff. Like there's some fine print stuff that you have to watch. Um, but yeah, I did used to stream my level 2 as I traded in years for years. But didn't even know it was something. So sometimes you got to read through the fine prints. Yeah, for level 2, buying the course for level 2. Yeah, again, the chapter is there, the archives will be there, will be here for any questions that you might have. Um, we have a lot of Q&As, but maybe something we can do too in the future is go through play by plays on some stocks, like what we were looking for, things like that. Like if that's something that can be beneficial, then we can dedicate a portion of the Q&A. And Marcelo and myself can maybe pick out a few examples, or maybe you guys can say, hey, skip to this part of the video. What were you looking for, right? And of course, feel free to do that at any time of the day, right? If there's a question, you watch back the film, RT, what were you thinking of here? Once I go back and I watch, it's gonna refresh my memory of everything that was happening, and then we can talk through it. But yeah, the coupon code manifest will be live all the way to the end of the month. I don't know when we'll do another discount of this size. It's this course was new for us, so usually when you're launching, you do the biggest discount first. At the time, we thought that was the biggest discount we're gonna do, but you kind of go with the flow, and whatever the people want is what the people will get. Yeah, OCEA is curling back up. So we came down to a low of 32. I did mention it might go below 50, right? So if you're watching at it, you probably, maybe you're in there at 40, right? Some of you guys in there at 50, 20-cent stop. Can we get back to high day? It's not a bad, trade idea, but we have to watch out for resistance here at 50. And there's a big 50,000 share seller actually at 40, just hanging out. Is that a short seller risking towards high of day, or is it someone taking profits? But for anyone who took it, great trade. From a 20-cent, 30-cent risk, you've already made, let's say, what is that? 40 plus another 40, 80 cents, 4 to 1, and that's not even high of day. Great trade. I think if I kept watching, I could have caught it. But anyhow, yeah. When it's getting strong, when it's getting weak. The main thing is that when you're watching at the candlesticks, remember that the candlesticks all mean something, right? Like each candlestick is a representation of strength and or weakness. So the fundamentals of what we're doing here, we can't forget, right? The foundation, the early stuff, and as we're pulling back here from that high, yeah, that resistance at 50. But you know, if you're watching everything, you already know resistance is at 50. That's probably why it's coming down so fast, is that a lot of people probably sold early. And then the short sellers, getting a victory here. So it might bounce and then maybe it's finished. It's rejecting that level again. But yeah, looking at the candlesticks, understanding what they mean, and then too the price action is the price action backing up what the candlestick is saying. So if we get a full body candle on the move up, and then we start to see the consolidation and pullback, like an area like this, right? If we look at OCEA between 10:50 a.m. and 10:55, we get a nice big green candle. Okay, this is telling us strength. How's the price action looking on the pullback? You know, when we start getting the drop, how well are we doing when it comes to holding up that level? So we had a low here of 16, then a low of 27, and then a low of 35. So we never made a new low. So, if you're disciplined here towards the low of this candle, let's say you're in at 20, 22, it's like, hey, my stop is below this level. If it doesn't break down, we went from a low of, 16 to a high of 74. They say all you need is one good trade a day, right? What's the difference? Well, my math is terrible. What's the difference from 74 less 16? There's 58 cents, right? Okay, you might not get the very high because there's a spread, but let's say you get a nice, 35, 40 cent winner out of that, right? And that's just between two candles here. That's not including all the other candles that came. So some people will approach it differently, right? They'll maybe hold a little bit, and see what it does into the highs, knowing that, hey, this is my risk. And again, the only thing that really makes trading tricky is when there's a flush, because the flush puts us past our risk and we didn't plan, we couldn't anticipate it happening, right? Hey, my risk is 20 cents, the stock flushes down 80 cents, and it did it so fast, you didn't have the chance to sell. So the flush is really our enemy here. The flush is why we have fear to it sometimes, because we know, that trade I was in earlier, thinking it was going to just drop like 15 cents, I can add back or something. I blink, I look back, this thing is down 80 cents or something, like, not good, or 50 cents. But yeah, the price action, the candlesticks, those things will determine how we want to approach the stocks. And from there, it comes down to confidence. Once you can start seeing it, you have to be confident knowing that you could lose. But when you accept the risk, there's nothing to fear. Even if there's a flush, okay, you lost a little bit more than you would have wanted to. Let's just move on to the next A quality setup. That's what it comes down to. But keep at it. Do not cheat yourselves here in this relentless trading community. Let's make sure we do our due diligence. It doesn't take long, It doesn't take long. Well, and let me explain what I'm trying to say here. Like in terms of like, us studying, like it doesn't have to be you sitting there for 2, 3 hours, right? All you might need is 20 minutes. You're recording your screen so you can skip through the video. You can skip through the video, check out the key areas that you were looking at, try to look for the overall pattern that was in place. And from there, you look at the price action if you are using level 2. If you're not using level 2, okay, you're watching at the charting, right? You ask yourself, what was my trade plan here? What was I looking for? How did I approach it? I trade a very tricky way sometimes, in terms of like when I want to hold and when I don't want to hold. Generally, I'm only holding longer on 5-minute pullbacks, and then sometimes the 1-minute pullback. It's very rare you see me try and hold a breakout trade, because the trade is at the very highest point. If the stock isn't going to continue, then I'll be back out of the trade, right? So you guys will see me holding sometimes a little longer in the 1-minute pullback area. Other times, it's on a 5-minute pullback. If I'm holding a breakout really long, it's because maybe there's some really good buying coming in, and I trust it to go, right? I have good conviction that it's going to go. So maybe I just give it a few seconds longer than usual, right? Um, but yeah, so I try to use my best discretion, but there are different ways to do it. I'm more scalpy, but this particular style could be condensed down to just a few trades. It just is just having a discipline to understand, especially this type of situation here. The low of this pullback is 1016. I'm not going to sell unless it breaks below 1016, and you're just holding to see what it does, and it never breaks below 1016 here. Well, for me, this is what I will do in this situation. Let's say I'm in at 1020, my stop is at 16. Once this gets to 35, for me and how I'm trading, that's already a great move. I look for 10 cents. I don't say that much anymore, but I'm looking for 10 cents on my trades. And anytime I can get 10 cents or more, I'm taking it. Like most of the times I'm taking it, right? Unless it's a 5-minute pullback where I know for sure, okay, I'm holding this thing towards high of day. So when the stock gets to 35, I'm already out. Let's say it goes to 45, okay? I didn't get that extra 10 cents, but then it dips back down to 30 or maybe even 28, right? I was in at 20 earlier, but the way how it's looking on the price action is that it's holding up now at 30 to then bounce back to 40 or 50 again. So now I'm back in again. And so it's like there's one sequence, right? There's one sequence. You can just be in once and out once, or you can be in once and scaling out, or you can be in and out like how I do it. So just depending on like your situation, like if you want to use a commission based broker or not, like these different type of things. If you want to hold longer, if you feel like you want to be more scalpy, the concept of what we're looking for is still the same, right? And there's pros and cons to each of it. There's going to be a day where I take 10 cents, but the person who's holding longer makes 50 cents because the stock keeps going. And for me, it never pulls back again. It never dips again. So I don't get a chance to get back in. There'll be days where I take my 10 cents, my 20 cents, the stock goes up, looks like it wants to go all the way to high of day, it flushes down. The person who's holding for high of day, they're out break even or even red, whilst I made 10 cents. It just comes down to how you want to approach it, right? So as we look at our candlesticks, we look at the price action. We have to trust the price action. We can't afford to get emotional as we trade, which is hard because we are humans. So we're suppressing our emotions at every time throughout the day. It's to the point to where you even start to feel numb. I mean, it's some crazy stuff, man. But you have to get numb to the losses, the gains. Like today, I made $3,000. I mean, this is if I compare this to what I was doing at Amazon, 6 days a week, 10-hour shifts. It is insane. It's truly insane. But here I am, and I'm not even excited about making $3,000. It's like this is what I was supposed to do yesterday, and I didn't do it. I did it today. I just did my job. You know, you know, we want to still be able to detach and celebrate and feel good about ourselves. But when I'm in this space here, there's none of that. There's just me and the markets and I have to stay disciplined. If I get too high, I'll get too aggressive. That'll lead to big losses. If I get too low, I get too fearful. It leads to me missing trades and then maybe even buying higher and then, just getting flushed on, things like that. So, we got to stay cool, calm, collected, and keep pushing. It took me a few years. It took Marcelo a few years. So, just know that you got to continue to dial in. I've always been that type of person where I've never been the first guy in class to get the answer. I'd have to go to after school. I'd have to go to tutoring. Then after tutoring, I have to go on YouTube to look it up. And then I come back and be able to get the answer. Someone else, they sit in the class and they just they just pick it up for whatever reason. So, some people get it faster than others. The main thing we can do is approach the market in a low risk way where it's safe. We're using the simulator, we're using risk money, and we're giving it our all. So even if we decide, hey, this field is not for me, we haven't lost anything. We've only gained knowledge. The worst thing, and it's happened to all of us because we didn't know better, or most of us, right? We come in and then we didn't know how to approach it. We came in with money and we lost some money. But we live and we learn, right? And it's why people like myself is here, is that uh we're here to, let the people know, and we're transparent, like, hey, take it slow, take it, easy. It's not to get rich quick overnight. And, even on the days where you feel FOMO, like, Marcelo told me this, is like, even if, like, there was a day where I missed the trades, messed up, fumbled the bag. But it's like, even on that day, if I had made a 1K day, 2K day, like, it really does nothing for you, right? In the grand scheme of what life is and what money is the consistency over the time that gets you to where you need to be. Because if tomorrow I make $50,000 tomorrow, but then I'm red every day for the rest of the year, it's like, what did I really do? I didn't do anything. But can I be small green every day and have it add up? And so that's the marathon mindset. Small green, we'll work towards consistency in a safe and methodical way. That way we're not risking a lot. And then if we can get to that level of consistency, we slowly try to improve. The same rate, right? We keep pushing forward, and hopefully we can get there, right? So let's stay dialed in. Let's keep working. Let's keep studying, and let's continue to be, relentless. All right. With that being said, as mentioned, the coupon code is coming to an end at the end of the month. You have 2 more days to still send in a video if you want the chance to win a free course. Yeah, besides that, remember there'll be a video coming out talking about Discord. The change is coming at the end of the month. But yeah, that'll do it. It's been a Relentless Trader. Unfortunately, my Lakers got swept. They put up a good fight. It reminds me of back in the days when Kobe and those guys lost to Dallas. That year, Dallas actually won the finals. But it's like every game comes down to the wire, and they just weren't able to execute it. And you got to give that Denver team some credit. I mean, those guys were just knocking down some really good shots, just consistently. So, what are you going to do? Take the lesson. Hopefully we get Kyrie next year, and we can come back again. All right. But yeah, stay safe, stay green. I'm heading out, guys. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe. I'll be live again at 9:15 a.m. tomorrow morning, Eastern time, market time. Stay safe, stay